Well, people, good evening, and welcome to the channel. I'm Friend Shot Pearson. Welcome to Friend Shot Blue. May 6th, Coronation Day, right? Coronation Day, the day that King Charles was coordinated. Well, people, someone who used to be president has been in the news more and more, and I'm predicting you're going to see this man more and more. He's from Chi-Town, you know him. Number 44, Barack Obama, born August 4th, 1961. He was interviewed yesterday by Stephen Colbert. If I'm not mistaken, Stephen Colbert came here to Chicago to interview Barack Obama at the new Barack Obama Library. And I'm like, let me see what this is about. And yeah, the 5 C's are jumping, they speaking. So before I do that, let me talk about this. I couldn't believe I was at the grocery store earlier and my butcher was like, Pearson, do you know that Trump, they're trying to get $1 billion for the ballroom? I'm like, what? He said, yeah. They want to get $1 billion for the ballroom. Now, if I'm not mistaken, initially it was 200 million. Did it, doubled, it ballooned to about, 400 million. And initially, if I am not mistaken, Trump said that this would be donor money only, right? Is that what he said? I could read it, but I'm pretty sure. He led us to believe that the ballroom would be funded by, his donor, people who just want to give it to him. I don't know if they were all tech people, but people, you want to give Trump some money for a ballroom during a period where groceries are up and gas is up? Do I need to say that again? Do you really want to give Trump? Look, I went and read it. I read the article. I'm like, is he trying us? Does he really care? I mean, this guy never said make America great again, did he? Oh, wait a minute, Pearson. That is what he said. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. How do you promise to spend $200 to $400 million? Now you ask us for $1 billion. And I don't care if it is for security. My answer right now is no. You want to do a cosmetic change? You're almost a billionaire between you and your family. You do it. All of a sudden he gets in office for the second time and now needs a cosmetic change. I'm going to tell you, people, this is part ego. Like I told you, Trump very well could be a fallen angel. And this fallen angel mentality that I'm really talking about in this generation is this. There were 1/3 of the angels in heaven when Satan got hurled out. 1/3 of them, his posse, whatever you want to call them, they got hurled out of heaven. Well, they're used to lavish things, are they not? They're used to lavish gold and silver and thrones and splendid. I mean, when you read your Bible, it talks about how beautiful heaven is. They're used to riches. And how many times did Satan make people offers throughout the whole, Old Testament and New Testament of the Bible? Told Jesus, all these kingdoms that you see, I will give you, right? If you just bow down and worship me. Well, people, can you spell reward? I believe these are the last days, as many of you all do. I think I pretty much know my channel. Welcome new subscribers. But look, I believe these are the last days. And in the last days, Satan is making his last stampede to fulfill what he always wanted, and that is to be like the Most High. And he wants the throne, he wants a kingdom, and he wants praise. Well, he's not slacking on the effort. I mean, I have nothing against the dollar store, but he don't want dollar store jewelry. He wants gold jewelry. He wants silver. So when you see him put his name on the Kennedy Center in front of JFK, you have to ask yourself, is there really any comparison between Kennedy and Trump? Kennedy did what he did and was slain. What has Trump really done? I mean, I give it, Social Security, no tax on Social Security. I guess it went through. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. But here's the reality. A lot of that has been eaten up through inflation. Hello. But yeah, let me get back to my point. People, look. This man is asking for $1 billion. Put it in the comment section. Do you think we got that to spare in times like these? I think it's an insult. And yeah, they saying that a few weeks ago on a Saturday at the correspondence dinner that somebody tried to unalive him. I told y'all, I don't believe that's true. I believe that's Paul Revere. Check out my video. Just type it in, French Shot Blue, Paul Revere, and you'll see the comparison. Just because someone tried to unalive you doesn't guarantee you to ask for extra funds. It's like you're using that situation to pressure Congress and pressure us. They're supposed to do the will. Congress should be doing the will of the people. So let's kind of keep an eye on that. Now let's get to this Stephen Colbert thing, because Obama's at it again. Let's check this out. We got Stephen Colbert and Obama interviewed.
Say that I should run for president.
Well,
Stephen Colbert asked Obama, should he run for president? That's a gimmick, right? Check it out.
How dumb do you think it is for people to say that I should run for president?
well, the bar has changed. Let me put it this way. I think that you could perform significantly better than some folks that we've seen.
I got to enjoy President Obama not being able to keep himself from laughing in that interview with Stephen Colbert that took place at Obama's Presidential Center, which opens in Chicago next month. And while President Obama never mentioned President Trump by name, he did make what seemed to be a series of critiques about his successor and about his concerns with the current administration.
There's a bunch of stuff that, we can overcome. We can't overcome the politicization of the criminal justice system, the awesome power of the state. You can't have a situation in which whoever's in charge of the government starts using that to go after their political enemies or reward their friends, right?
All right. John King, we haven't heard a lot.
I have to mention this. All through the video, you see the purple and the blue. I will put a video in the description. You can check this out. These are Phoenician colors, purple and blue, throughout the whole video. I would have to give them their props. The Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party. They play the role of opposition, but yet they're one. Obama has done a great job in appealing as the cool, calm, and collective politician, and balanced in thought. And even though you would disagree with him, genuinely you feel like you can approach him. With Trump, he's antsy. He's always criticizing the media. What news are you from? Fake news, fake news. You don't deserve your job. So that's the agitation. It's an act. It's an act. You can distinctly see the difference between these two. And now that we are, I think what is happening now ever since the war has started, I think people are beginning to say, you know what? Let me look at Trump in a different light, in a different way. And I believe that's why the powers deliberately have Obama more and more in focus. That is, doing more talk shows, interviews. It's just not because of the Obama Library. I did a video on it. I showed you how they timed that thing. They're timing the ascension of Barack Obama and the dissension of Trump. We'll say it again. The powers are strategically, methodically planning the ascension and the rise of Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and the dissension of Trump. Trump has already shown that it's easy to leave a bad taste in your mouth. And what I mean by looking at him a little bit differently now, if there's anything I know about human beings, when it comes down to money, whether it's groceries or gas going up or your heating bill or light bill, you begin to look at a person a little bit more differently. And this promise of I have a dream and keep hope alive and what's the other one? Obama, hope and change, and now make America great again. You're looking at it and you're really looking at it. And I'm hoping that through this channel, people can see that I'm just not criticizing, I'm critiquing as a human being and as an American, because arguably we're watching the dissension of our country, but it's being played out in relation to a playbook. And Trump is playing his role, and guess what? Obama's playing his as well. Let's go through this other interview right quick. They're very good at what they do. The goal is us, because we're the ones inside of America. Whatever they do or lack thereof, it affects us because we live here. Check this out.
It's this struggle between the idea that we, the people, includes everybody.
During a taped interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Colbert asked former President Barack Obama about the expanding powers of the executive branch and what powers he believes whoever is the president should not have.
The White House shouldn't be able to direct the Attorney General to go around prosecuting whoever the president prosecutes.
Right, because technically it's under the executive branch.
Technically,
but the norm is that it's independent.
The idea is that the Attorney General is the people's lawyer. It's not the president's consigliere. You can't have a situation in which whoever's in charge of the government starts using that to go after their political enemies or reward their friends.
Obama did not mention President Trump by name, but he nodded to critics who say Trump has leaned on the role of Attorney General and the Justice Department to pursue investigations into his political adversaries, including former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Obama also spoke about the president's power as commander-in-chief.
There had been a whole series of norms that were in place to ensure that you weren't trying to make that military loyal to you as opposed to the Constitution.
Obama also seemed to criticize the president for using the office to advance business interests for his family and friends.
A good policy that I'd like to see followed is that the President of the United States shouldn't have a bunch of side hustles that
It's easy to take pot shots at Trump because he leaves himself open. But again, that's his role. And the reason why Obama sounds so professorial, as he says, is because he has a law degree, right? If I'm not mistaken, he has a law degree. So he comes off, again, as that knowledgeable person who's approachable, who can give you balanced thought, and who you, even in your subconscious, you say, you know what, even though I might not like a Democrat or a Democrat policy, my gas bill is high, my heating bill is high, gas is up, lights, groceries, cost of living, my flights have been canceled. It's hard to get a flight. Airlines going out of business. Possible other airlines are going out of business. And you begin to look at what you got. And I've always said this to my friends, is this. When you have a relationship and it's good, or you have a relationship that's, let's say, acceptable, and then you have a real bad relationship, when you're in a progressively bad relationship with someone who you really had faith in, when they tell you, see, the core of Trump is when he said, make America great again. That is the slogan that sticks with you and me, because it's one thing to say, yes, we can. That's a collective. But when you use the word America, let's make America great again, then he grabbed you. You became convicted. And yeah, I can do it. Look at what we had with Joe. But then your mind kicks in like, subtly Obama starts appearing, whether it's in commercials or interviews or his library, and he begins to wet your whistle. And you're like, man, this guy, when I look at the times, if we had Obama with these times, would this be going on? And with all this war and everything, because war is gas, and war means bills, and war means inflation. And you don't look at Democrat anymore. You look at someone who you're saying, man, you know what? I could work with him. And put it in the comment section. I can see people, they're not going to tell their friends that. Oh, who knows? They might. But you don't want that stigma of, oh man, I'm switching over to Democrat, or no. You're going to do it because your whole objective as a voter, as a citizen, was for you to be able to benefit in this capitalistic society. But when you see Trump blinging and then asking for $1 billion, and Trump this and Trump that, and gold gym shoes. I heard he had a telephone too. I got to do some research on that. Gold gym shoes, gold credit card, name on everything. When you see him blinging and you're suffering, I think the majority of people that I'm talking to right now, because they were already familiar with Obama, they would go with Obama in a time of a crisis. And that's what they want. And that's where we at. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. This is the biggest scheme of our generation. Now let me show you guys something. I'm gonna run this by you. This is the date that the ballroom started construction. The ballroom was October 20th, 2025. Today is when they talked about the $1 billion for the ballroom, May 6th. The difference is 622. Well, on June 22nd, 622 of 2025, we went to war with Iran. Operation Midnight Hammer. Is that a coincidence? Now let's go into this Stephen Colbert thing. Oh, no, I got one more. We're talking well, today with the ballroom, May 6, 2026, subtracted from June 14, 2026, Trump's birthday, the difference is 111. The 111th day of the year is April 21st. That's when Pope Francis died, April 21st, the 111th day of the year. Is he really talking about that? Is he signaling anything? Now, Obama interviewed with Stephen Colbert today. Well, yesterday. Obama interviewed with Stephen Colbert on 5/5. Just so happened on 5/5, well, yeah, 5/5, at 55 years old, that's when Julius Caesar died. Now, here's Stephen Colbert's birthday, May 13th. I'm going to show you why I believe he interviewed with him today. Here is August 4th, 1961, Barack Obama's birthday. Here's May 5th, 2026, the interview yesterday. The difference is 777. That's Aleister Crowley, coincidental. Do what thou will, Aleister Crowley. If you don't know about it, Google it. They say the biggest Satanist on earth. I've done a few videos on this guy. The last video I did on Barack Obama, I believe 7/7 came out. Is he from the dark side? I believe he's the Antichrist. Now, let me show you something else. May 13th, 1964, Stephen Colbert's birthday, right? August 4th, 1964, the anniversary of Barack Obama's birthday. See the years are the same, 1964? Barack Obama's birthday and Stephen Colbert's birthday are exactly 84 days apart. Barack Obama was born August 4th. See that? 84, August 4th. See, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why I interviewed with him. They do things by numbers, is what I'm saying. Now, May 5th, 2026, Stephen Colbert interviewed Obama. January 20th, 2009, that's when Obama was sworn in as the first black president. 17 years ago in 3:16. John 3:16 talks about Jesus sacrificing. Something's about to be sacrificed, you all. But it's going to be a gimmick. It's going to be a lie. It's going to be the unaliving of Trump. But he's not going to take a nap. He's just done destroying the country. So the country and somebody else is going to be a 3:16. 3:16 is sacrifice. I believe this is why the interview took place yesterday. They're trying to send us a message. Now, the late night show. Look at this. See this date? 9/8/2015. This is when the late night show of Stephen Colbert first aired. Why is 9/8 important? 9/8. You see this name that I can't pronounce? Khomeini? That's the son of the religious leader who died on February 8th. That's the son. Look at his birthday. 9/8/1969. He's the religious leader of Iran. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is that Late Night with Stephen Colbert, his show is 9/8. What are the odds? Just like the religious leader of Iran, the son. Now check this out. 9/8/1969, the Iranian religious leader. 9/8/2015, Stephen Colbert. The difference is what? 46 years. JFK died at 46 years old. George Orwell died at 46 years old. George Floyd died at 46 years old. 46 means chaos in gematria. People, this is what's coming. I don't make this stuff up. I don't make this stuff up. I'm just good at what I do. Okay? There's a reason why they met yesterday, okay? Well, I'm sitting out here, I'm about to go home. I'll upload the video in about a half hour. Love you guys. Remember, Jesus is going to get us through this. It do look dark. I got to admit it. It do look dark. But Jesus is the light of the world. He didn't die for nothing. He died to take back the power. We still have authority here on this planet, but we got to speak it. But yeah, people are going to go over to Obama because the crisis is going to make people say, look, we'll take him. So remember, there's a descension and an ascension simultaneously. Barack Obama's coming up. Trump is going down. And they're giving us clues as we go. God bless. Keep the faith.